Hello, good morning, my dears and my darlings. Happiest of birthdays to the April 16th Aries babies out there. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up for everyone who's drawn to this video. Now, I'm posting it on the 16th. It's the 16th where I am in the world. Depending on where you are in the world, it might not be the 16th anymore, or you might happen to just find this video at some other time. So we're setting the intention for the next 24 hours from whenever you may see this. What is coming up here for all those drawn to this video for the next 24 hours? And the card that we have coming up here is the Seven of Coins. Now, if I'm not mistaken, okay, we may have had, I know yesterday we had coins. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like we have had coins previously in the week. I know we had some swords, but I feel like we've had coins as well. So a lot of you could be focusing on finances and material security right now. This could be something that a lot of you are really thinking about, really kind of maybe even concerned about, because we've had the coins coming up this week, and then we've had the swords. So you might be in your head a lot about the future, in your head a lot about security. And Seven of Coins tells us that we don't need to be so worried. We don't need to be in fear right now. You might be wondering, like, am I blocked right now? Am I experiencing a block? And Seven of Coins says that things happen in a natural cycle, in a natural flow, and some things take time, right? A lot of the times when you see the Seven of Coins in different decks, traditionally you see a person who's like digging in the field or working in the field, because the symbolism here is that we plant a seed, we water it, and it takes time to grow. And you don't want to mess with it too much, because then it's not going to grow. You want to let nature do its thing. You want to let time and physics run their course. You don't need to go in there and say, oh my gosh, I planted the seed 2 days ago. It hasn't sprouted yet. Maybe it's in the wrong spot. Let me dig it up and try to put it here instead. Or let me water it more. Let me water it, 4 times a day, and then that way it's going to grow faster. No, you're going to end up killing it if you do that. Seven of Coins or Pentacles sometimes comes up to say that our worry is unnecessary. We have this misunderstanding sometimes that if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, or if we're aligned with our purpose, that things are going to happen instantaneously, that things are just going to boom, 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 happen overnight. And it's not always like that. Some things take time. Some things are a process. And we can, instead of standing there at the stove staring at the pot, waiting for it to boil, we can do something else in the meantime. So don't overwork something and let spirit come in and do its thing. I know a lot of you, because I feel like my channel, and maybe this is because of the intention that I set every time I sit down to record. I know a lot of you who watch my channel, you guys are people who, you have very big hearts, and you're always trying to help other people or to do good. Even if you tell yourself, well, I can't or I don't want to, you care so much that sometimes you can't leave things alone, and you take a lot on your shoulders. You're used to carrying a lot. You're used to running around for other people. You're used to always trying to help, right? And a lot of you didn't have that in your life, so you try to be the person you didn't have. But in that process, you end up taking a lot on your shoulders, and then you may feel like nobody ever helps me. I always have to do everything by myself. Nobody ever helps me. But there's a message here in the Seven of Coins with that energy. You need to leave space and you need to leave room for spirit to come in and help. If I had you over to my home and I was preparing a meal, and you say, "Oh, Amethyst, wonderful. Can I help with anything?" And I can say, "Oh, yeah, 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 I'm still working on this thing on the stove. If you could get the salad going for me, I'd really appreciate that." And then you run to the, not run, but you go over to the fridge to get stuff out for the salad. And then I run over and I push you out of the way. And I'm like, "No, well, we need this and we need this and we need that." And then you're like, "Okay, fine." And you start chopping the vegetables. And then I come in and I push you out of the way. I'm like, "No, I do it like this." And I start chopping the vegetables. And you're like, "Okay, well, Amethyst is doing the salad, I guess. I'll go and do whatever she was doing at the stove." And then the moment you go over to the stove, I'm right there and I grab the, spoon from your hand and I start, mixing or stirring. And you're like, "Oh my gosh, can I do something? Can you let me do something?" Spirit can't come in and help us if we're constantly working something. We need to give at least certain aspects of it time to rest and give room for spirit to come in and do its thing. And this might also be a good thing for you guys to practice in your personal life and interacting with other people. I know there's this fear that it has to be perfect, it has to be right, or it has to be done this way, but choose your battles. At the end of the day, it might be better to have somebody come in and chop the vegetables their way if it means one less thing for you to worry about. You're not going to be thinking about that on your deathbed decades from now going, "Oh gosh, I cannot, oh my gosh, what a disaster. The way that they sliced those cucumbers, oh, I can't get it out of my mind." No, you're not going to be thinking about that. So leave room for somebody to come in and do what they can to help you. And leave room for spirit to come in and to work miracles for you. Give yourself a rest. Do the work and then give it time. Let it do its thing. Let time and physics run their course and do their thing. You don't have to be constantly working it every second. In fact, sometimes when we do that, we end up stifling it or we end up stopping the growth. Okay, so try to be in that flow, my dears and my darlings. You might want to check out the weekly forecasts if you haven't already. They're linked in the description of this video. I know we're at the end of the week now, but if you haven't seen them, maybe you can watch them and see if they resonated for you at all with how this last week went. Next week's forecasts are coming up. I try to have them up midweek, but I'm still trying to get the love readings out, so therefore they're coming up over the weekend, the weekly forecasts. But generally I try to have them out around Wednesday or Thursday. That way they come out a little bit earlier. You guys have time to watch your moon, your rising, and all that good stuff. So next week they'll be up sooner. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. To schedule a private reading with me, link is in the description. It will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead, and I'll see you all in the weeklies. Take care and be well, my dears. Bye.